This podcast is rated PG-13. Parents strongly cautioned. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13.
Mission 250.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast, where we are watching every movie on the top 250 movies of all time list according to IMDb in reverse order. This week, we are watching number 237, which is Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, 2003 movie directed by Gore Verbinski. I am one of your hosts, Denny, and my other hosts are
John
and TC.
And this week, I get to go first on this movie. Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
I love going first because I can talk for a very long time uninterrupted.
And are you going to apologize for how you feel about the movie? Because that's a common thing too.
I apologize. No, I'm not this time. I only do that when I don't like a movie.
When you don't like it, right?
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
I love this movie.
Okay.
I have no idea how many times I've seen this movie at this point. I usually have like a good idea of movies I've seen over 5 times, but I've probably seen this movie like 15 times at this point in my life.
I'm wondering, are we going to have a King's Speech gush and drop the mic sort of situation here? Just so I can prepare myself.
No, I'm not, because the King's Speech like hits me emotionally. This movie is just a ton of fun. Like it's like it's got everything. It's got the humor, it's got action, it's got drama, it's got there's kind of like nothing else like it. Like the special effects, I love boat movies and there's so few good ones. I could gush. I'll keep it restrained.
Please, no, please.
No, please gush, Mr. Boatman.
Yeah, I don't know. Like from the beginning to end, it's kind of like you're on a ride, which is kind of the point, I guess, because it's based on a ride. You feel like you're with these people going on like a swashbuckling adventure. I never really liked pirates before this movie came out, and I'm not sure I do. I just really like this movie because there hasn't really been a good one since this movie. I don't know if you guys have seen.
You mean of the series?
Of any pirate movie. Like, I don't know if there's...
Oh, okay.
I would say I like pirate movies, but this is kind of the only pirate movie that I like.
Yeah, do they make a lot of pirate movies? I don't even know.
It used to be a thing, and then they had like a big flop a while back. It used to be a whole genre, you know.
It got too expensive.
But what did they do? They what was it called? Some movie that sort of flopped was the last pirate movie made, Castaway or something. I don't remember what it was called.
No, that was Tom Hanks.
No, it was, but this was like in the 70s.
No, you're talking old school. This is before this one.
Yeah, but it used to be...
That genre went out 40 years ago, okay? But
yeah, right. But it used to be like, you'd have Westerns and then a pirate movie was a common thing, so...
I think Denny might be right, though. It is too expensive. There's too many things going on. There's too many people you have to... I mean, a ship is huge. All those extras, all the coordination.
Yeah, and filming on the water is like really hard to do.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like they had one scene like they tried to, so talking about fog, they tried to do the fog because the Black Pearl had a bunch of fog scenes.
Yeah.
They couldn't do the fog on the water because having all the fog machines spread out in individual rafts to create like an enveloping fog was way too hard. So they had to build a second Black Pearl inside of some like big tank thing you can rent out. To do the fog scenes. So they built 2 boats for the Black Pearl.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
That's big money.
Huge money. Uh-huh. And a lot of the stuff, another part I love about this is a lot of it's practical effects. Even in this series, that doesn't stay true.
So the movie that really bombed was called Cutthroat Island in 95.
Oh, with Gina Davis?
Yeah.
I saw that in the theaters.
Big production that flopped.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
In 95, what were you, 11 years old?
I was really young, yeah. 95, 11, yeah, probably. Jeez. That was PG-13, probably?
Probably.
It was a big boy movie for them.
This one's PG-13 too, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Disney's first PG-13 movie. Disney proper.
Huh.
And it was pretty violent.
It was pretty violent.
Yep.
It was pretty violent.
Scary at parts.
John, what age would you show? I feel like you're the expert in this among the three of us.
I have a
one
child.
with kids.
Yeah. What age would you show a kid this movie?
Oh, I would let her be. I'd want her to be like after 10 years old or above or so.
Really?
It's kind of scary. It's scary with the skeletons and stuff. That's pretty spooky.
But it's kind of fun too. The entire thing is like it's kind of it's not very real. Like the tone of it is kind of make believe.
I know it is. There's a lot of death. I mean, there's a lot of violent death
and stabbing and
a lot of. I mean, you don't see like none of the like real characters die, but there's all kinds of, like extras, like red shirts that just die all over the place.
Right.
So it's kind of, I think it's kind of scary. Yeah.
I would show a young kid this.
Yeah, right.
I want to be a good parent.
Yeah.
I could see them having nightmares.
That's right. You're going to show them the King's Speech anyway. So you got the swearing there, and then you're going to show them the pirate movie, so they got the violence.
Yeah. They're going to be all grown up by the age of 8.
I mean, they'll be asleep in the King's Speech before the swearing.
So I'll just cut back and forth. When they fall asleep in the King's Speech, I'll cut to like a bunch of pirate zombies stabbing
there's
people.
Pirates all of a sudden. Whoa, Dad.
This movie doesn't make any sense.
And then wait till they're scared, and then you like lull them back down.
Yeah.
Just give them anxiety for the rest of their life.
No, you just give them straight up bipolar from there on out. That's the reason. When they have their therapist later, they're like, well, my dad started me out with the King's Speech and...
It's like, no, he can't remember the name of it. He's like, I watched this 4-hour-long movie.
It's going to be like the Evil Dead remake.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll wait for 10 for that one, I think.
Yeah, of course. 10, right?
Yeah.
Then they can handle
10.
full-on blood and gore. Right?
Of course, yeah.
I can't handle the Evil Dead remake right now.
No.
I'm too scared to watch it.
It's pretty gruesome. So, TC, what did you think of this movie?
I mean, it's just a good, fun movie, right? I've seen it before, and then I watched it again. It's not one of those movies that I'm like, oh, I love that movie. I'm going to keep watching it over and over. It's just one of those movies that's like, I'm glad I saw it. I don't need to see it again. Johnny Depp's great. His loose acting there that he does. Did anyone really do that before?
No, I don't. That's like, I think that's a great point. I don't know if anybody's ever decided to play like an action hero like this. And I'm sure that I'm not certain. I don't know if this was entirely his choice, then he's a genius for doing this. I don't know if it was the way it was written or what.
It was mostly him, and most people didn't want him to do it like that.
Right. There was like the Disney execs were like,
You're
he's
like,
not gay,
what is it?
he?
What is he doing again? This isn't Hunter Thompson. He already did that.
Right.
Yeah, he has this. He has this great quote where he said one of the Disney people were like trying to ask him, and he's like, what are you doing here? He's not gay, is he? And Depp said, well, don't you know all of my characters are gay?
He's just messing with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like him.
But I really agree. I mean, I think that I don't think that to me makes the whole movie. I mean, there's other good parts, but
what about Joffrey? Joffrey Rush.
Joffrey,
Oh, he was great.
Dude, when I think of pirates now, I think of him in this movie.
It's all I could think about, though, is
That's
Joffrey.
true.
Every time I saw him, like, Joffrey.
I'd like to.
Way to go, John. Jeez, thanks for that.
I'd like to make the point that I actually looked it up this time. I did some homework on the name.
And it's Jeffrey.
And it is Jeffrey.
Oh, what a surprise.
It's Jeffrey.
but we can just call him Joffrey from
He's
now on.
Joffrey for us from now on. No, coming back.
Yeah,
sure.
but I know I was wrong, and I'm sorry.
It's
If you
okay.
ever end up meeting him, you're going to be like, so I got a good story, but not really.
No.
It's a good inside joke.
Yeah.
But no, again, it's this great thing like we've seen. We kind of talk about it a little with the Avengers, where you've got really good actors taking their roles very seriously and just doing whatever they can with them, and that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, TC, if you got more. I interrupted you and you started to talk about Depp, so if you want to.
No, I mean, this is not. I didn't really go that in depth on this one. I kind of just enjoyed watching it again.
It's a castle in the sky for TC.
Yes, exactly. It's just a good, fun movie with a lot of funny parts, a lot of funny bits, and he's got such good one-liners, and they come in sporadically.
Yeah, a lot of them were improv too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On Depp's part or in
on
general?
Depp's part, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think that I'm not sure. It's hard to pick a movie where you have a single actor being so charismatic and odd at the same time. It's just a really, really cool thing. I mean, he's created this character now that's larger than life too. It's like sold the whole franchise, I think. It's why they've got like 5 movies. I don't know. It's just amazing to think of him conceptualizing this and then doing it, even in the face of like Disney or whatever.
A lot of it sounds like mistakes too. Like so they were filming early on in the filming. They were in the cave and they put a lot more makeup on people. to like make their faces stand out more, like accentuate the eyes and stuff.
Oh, Keira Knightley seemed to have a lot of makeup on at times. Maybe that's kind of what was going on in the cave.
So the makeup artists were like, you look really good in all this overdone like eyeshadow and stuff. So then they just did that the rest of the movie.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So that sort of started it off too for him to kind of, oh, cool.
Yeah, but like
cool.
his entire costume was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, his manner, everything that he does. He's got just amazing mannerisms. I love that so again, you read various stories where he talks about how he created the character, but the one where he says that he thought that pirates were kind of like rock stars of the time. So he looked to who his favorite rock star was, and that's Keith Richards.
The hell does he think rock stars do?
Rape and pillage.
Yeah.
Well, no, they like do whatever they want. That's kind of the idea, that you have people just leaving this carefree lifestyle, and Keith Richards definitely embodies that.
True.
Just not caring, not giving a shit. Not being a bad guy either, just sort of being reckless. And so he's adopted his mannerism. I think it's in the third or fourth movie. I don't know, that Keith actually comes in and plays Jack's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It was weird.
Which is pretty awesome. Yeah. But there's a great documentary, I forget what it's called, about Keith Richards, which just is mostly him talking, which is pretty cool on Netflix. And he does have those mannerisms of like just kind of extravagant gestures and, darling this or that, so you can kind of see where he pulls some of that too.
Yeah.
Right.
I also like it in this one how there are kind of 3 different bad guys and they're all different levels of bad. Like you could say like Commodore Norrington is kind of a bad guy.
Yeah, he is.
A little bit. But
yeah.
But then like Jack Sparrow, also kind of a bad guy. And then you have Barbossa, who's like the bad guy.
Really a bad guy. Yeah.
But there's like a bunch of different, like there's a bunch of middle ground. And even like Will Turner, like watching the commentary, the director pointed out that Will was the very first person to kill somebody in this movie. So there's that. I mean, he did kill a pirate. But I mean, there's some depth there if you go looking for it, which is what I'm trying to do.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Will, I don't know. I mean, again, he's just there to be kind of the hero guy, and sort of it compared to, say, what Joffrey and Johnny are doing.
Yeah. And even Kira is better than him too, I think.
Yeah, she did a good job.
She's okay. I want to like her. She scares me. She's like so thin and her teeth are so big.
Yeah. She's got a strange facial structure too.
The smile, when she smiles, it's like so much teeth that it's a little scary. But
it's good for the emoting.
Yeah, it is. But it's still like, wow, those are a lot of big teeth.
She'll bite your head off.
But it's weird to see like Jack Davenport, who's a really good actor, and really he doesn't do a lot, but like, I don't know if you guys have seen the sitcom Coupling, which is like a BBC show. It's really funny.
I have. Yes, I have.
And he's like one of the leads in that, and he's really, really funny in it. And he was in like the TV show Splash, which my wife would watch, and I really liked him in it. He's actually like a really good character actor. So here he doesn't really have much to work with, really, being this sort of annoyed bad guy.
I always feel bad for the people who get cast as that person, because it's like their role is to annoy you. And I think
exactly, yeah.
And most people probably think they suck. They're like, oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not the guy, it's the role, and he's doing a good job because that's what he's supposed to do.
I know, and interesting to see him. I think in a way, then you can say he did a good job, because he's a very likable guy in a lot of other roles that he plays.
Huh? I don't think I've ever seen that guy before.
You should watch. You'd really like Coupling, Denny.
Coupling's
you should watch
hilarious.
It. Yeah.
Is that the one with the guy from Star Trek?
No. That's like Space.
That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry,
but it's pretty funny.
Nice.
I don't. It's probably not even dated too much, because it's kind of racy even as it is. Lots of jokes about masturbation and things like that.
Ooh, right up my alley.
Exactly.
Poop and masturbation.
Yeah. Not a lot of scatological humor that I remember.
Cream of the crop.
But, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't very many scat jokes in this one, as far as I can remember.
No, pretty low on the scat count.
Yeah, I mean, I think the grossest thing that happened was like the guy sleeping in the pig's sty.
Yeah,
that was pretty grimy. What do you think happened to that guy? Because he used to be on Commodore Norrington's ship in the beginning.
Right. So at the very, very beginning, you have this kind of what was at least seemed like this dull to me sort of setup, where they have rescue the pirate Will Turner baby, whatever, as he's a kid. And Yeah, and I don't know what happened there. Like why? He was like, I think he was like their guide or something, right? So he was kind of a pirate, but he was kind of helping them through navigate the waters or whatever. So that's what he was kind of there for. So he was kind of like a pilot or a guide.
Oh,
so that would be my guess at the time that's why he was kind of on board. I love how nobody ages, and it's like 20 years later, and now they've just got gray wigs instead of white wigs.
yeah. It's like, why don't you just keep the wigs brown? They're wigs.
Yeah.
I thought it was creepy too how Norrington courted Miss Swan. You know, he's like he knew her when she was like, you know, I don't know how old she was supposed to be in the beginning, like 8 or something.
Right. Yeah, but he hadn't aged. But yeah, he's supposed to be, I guess, an old man at the time.
Yeah. Strange.
So yeah, it was just
strange.
weird. Right? I thought that was kind of it was a very slow start. And again, it doesn't get really fun until Jack Sparrow shows up. Anyway, I think, you know, the movie doesn't really seem to really liven up until that point.
Oh, you're just a big fan of Jack.
I mean, who is it?
How could you not be?
The movie.
I liked everything in the movie.
Oh, really?
Every single second of the movie. Yeah, I think it's like the way it's paced, and it just seems to fly by, even like at 2 hours
Really?
and 20 minutes.
No. I don't know. No, man, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I think so. I think it's really slow at the beginning, and I think some of those battles seem to go on for quite some time.
Love the battles.
There's not much sense of danger in that, in the sense of like, all right, these guys can't die, so we got to wait until they can die, and until then, there's lots of killing, stabbing, and screaming until they finally, until the curse is reversed and they actually can die. Then there's actually some kind of weight to the battle.
Yeah,
and then the battle's over anyway. So once they actually become mortal, then it's all done anyway. So,
but you can can hit them in the head, and their head flies back. You can put a pot in their head and smack it, and they'll go, oh.
Yeah, and then they're back. But there's no real consequence to it.
What happened to there's the one scene where they have the 3 pirates kind of like stuck together, and he throws a bomb in the belly of the middle one, and
that's the best.
Mm-hmm.
No fair.
What happens to those guys? Are they like alive in pieces?
Well, yeah, because isn't the guy's hand, when the guy cuts his hand off, it keeps moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is, and what about Will Turner's dad, who was cursed but like sunk to the bottom of the sea?
Somehow nowhere
That's
around,
horrible. Yeah, that's a horrible thought.
He's just been sitting there all this time.
Yeah, tied.
There I am, just watching the fish go by.
Maybe the fish like picked him apart, and now he's just all separated under the water.
Maybe, well, no, or he's a skeleton. He's just a skeleton.
Skeleton, right?
Right, he's just waiting for years and years, nothing happening, just a skeleton. and then the curse.
About that, John. That's dark.
Yeah.
You don't think one of the bigger fish that was picking at his bones grabbed a big part of him and pulled him somewhere else?
I don't know.
I think that happens.
I think when you sunk to the bottom of the depth, it's more like just like bottom feeders that get you, So they're just like picking away the good bits.
The good bits. The good zombie bits.
Yep.
There's nothing but dark meat on zombies. They are zombies, right? This is like pirate zombies.
I mean, yeah, they're zombies.
Yeah.
Right. But you only see that they're zombies by the full moon, which is sort of interesting thing. Like if you touch them and feel them, they feel like normal people, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
but
they
then
all
the
look like they had
moon
jaundice.
reveals that they're a skeleton.
Yeah, and if you stab one when they're not in the moonlight, they have blood somehow.
Yeah. That's all
Do
weird.
they?
Yeah, there's a scene where Keira Knightley stabs Jeffrey Rush in the chest and pulls it out.
Yeah,
and there's blood all
the
over the
whole
knife.
like eating scene,
I like the whole apple thing was pretty cool. How he had the apple the entire time.
I don't get it. I just think it was bad editing, though. Like, he never had the freaking apple in his hand when they shot him at the very end. They just showed him with an apple falling out of his hand at the very last scene.
He always had it in his pockets or whatever. So I think as soon as he knew he was dying, he grabbed for it to try to eat it. That's what I do in my head to justify that.
That makes all right. I actually like that. They didn't show that, but that's not a bad. They completely missed that scene where he just basically fell down.
Apple as he goes.
Probably, right? Because how long do apples last?
The apple's not
another
cursed.
day, another apple. Maybe okay. This adds depth to him, which is kind of cool. Like every day he's got something right on hand. Because the moment the curse breaks, he wants to be able to eat it.
Yeah, he probably has at least a couple pirates to apple duty, making sure he has the best Granny Smith apple ready to go in his pocket.
Ready,
How are they finding all these apples on the water?
They're just, raping the apples. I don't know. What do you do if you're a pirate?
What?
No, sorry, pillaging the apples.
They're raping them.
Rape the apples and pillage the women.
Yeah. Pillage the women and rape the apples. I'll be here. Pretty ridiculous.
You'd have been a bad pirate, Denny. Denny, what are you doing with that apple?
I would have been the best pirate.
Saving it.
So this is the third movie in a row with maids all over the place. What's going on?
Right.
Are the rest of the movies just going to be maids?
It's all
Anytime
maid
you got
movies?
like British high society, you got to have maids. Although then we have or slaves.
Yeah.
Or southern culture.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the maids.
I kind of liked all the lingo. I quote this movie sometimes. It's not the most quotable, but like some of the language they use is pretty cool. And I don't know what some of the words mean. Have you guys ever heard of the word poppet?
Puppet is, I've heard it. Like, it's just like a British thing for like little girl or baby or something, right? I don't know.
Oh, really?
Puppet. Yeah. What is puppet?
Puppet.
Here, puppet.
What is poppet?
Puppet. No idea.
Yeah. It's a mushroom-shaped valve with no, that's all right.
He starts reading the wrong
It's some kind of plumbing device.
A term of great endearment and affection used to describe in one word all the feelings of warmth, comfort, kindness, generosity, honesty, and strength of character you feel every time you are with that person.
Hashtag Pirates of the Caribbean. Hashtag pirate. Hashtag British. Hashtag Kira Knightley. Hashtag girl.
Oh,
That's what I found.
I don't know how the internet works anymore, guys.
Yeah, I don't either.
Neither do I, guys. It's broken for me.
Damn it. So people should learn about how to do deals with Barbosa because he seems to screw everybody every time. You know, you have to be more explicit with the way you talk to him. It seems.
Oh, this whole parlay thing, and then getting things to happen, or like being like they took her on the ship, but they did stop attacking the town.
That's
which
good.
Is what Kira wanted, right?
She should have just jumped off and swam.
Yeah, she'd have probably been okay at that point.
Yeah, I don't know how heavy those dresses get if they're wet though. Who knows?
Gotta be
They're
heavy.
probably pretty bad, pretty bad.
Gotta be heavy just to wear them.
So no, what other deals were made? So
there was like
that
two main
one.
ones. There was the one where he made a deal with Keira Knightley in the beginning, and they ended up kidnapping her, but stopping attacking the town. And then
so it's kind of a win-win there, you know.
kind of made the rest of the movie possible, I guess. The other one was when he I forget who he made a deal with, but it was about letting people go, letting people set people free, and he just like didn't specify how, and he like shoves them on the island.
Oh, I guess because Will Turner handed himself in or something, and then
Yeah, he was
they
threatening
ended
to
up-
kill himself.
Yeah, they ended up on the island again.
Yeah, the good island. Did you guys pick up on that island scene that Keira Knightley was faking getting drunk?
Not until it was over, no.
Well, yeah, that was kind of the point, right? Oh, you mean like should she have you fooled?
I actually I had to have those
You
parts
thought
explained
she
to
was
me.
going to get drunk and sleep with Johnny Depp?
It seemed like that was happening.
Seems like a normal thing that would
see,
happen.
Yeah.
There you go, acting.
Good job, Keira. Good job.
John's like, I was so focused on her teeth, I didn't know she was drunk.
Yeah, she's got loud features. They're real loud.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good way to put it.
She seems very intelligent and very likable. Otherwise, it's not a fair thing.
Yeah.
But I thought those scenes. I didn't really like those scenes where Jack Sparrow's all like enjoying her affection or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I don't like old Jack being treated so badly.
Oh, we had a real crush on Jack over there.
Yeah, I don't want to see him hurt.
Yeah, he seems a little sensitive sometimes.
He is. He's been through a lot, you know.
Has he?
Lost his ship. Yeah, he had a ship and then he lost his ship.
Threw out all the rum.
Oh,
And he got
yeah.
his brains were baked because he was like,
What did you do
I don't
with the
know.
rum?
No, he was
I
there
guess
for.
he wasn't on the.
No, he's
I
only
guess
there
the
for
first
like a
time
couple
he was
weeks.
on the island. I know. I guess so, but something happened to him.
I think he drank too much rum.
Yeah, I think that was the other thing that one of the other stories that Johnny Depp tells was that he was like in a sauna, like trying to think of this idea of sunstroke, but thinking of like a pirate with permanent sunstroke, somebody that just gotten like, you know, just beaten down, or so that his mind kind of went a little.
He seems to mostly be not a good pirate. It's just he gets lucky like all the time.
I feel like the thing that, or at least the idea is that he's incredibly skilled, and that he used to be, but that he's lost some of his marbles, so that you still have these flashes of brilliance and ability, but that at the same time he's sort of like imbalanced.
Oh, he's an old drunk.
Yeah, kind of. I think that's one of the things that makes the very last lines he has really cool is because they're said in a much more sober way than he says almost anything else in the movie. And he says these, he says like, drink up me hearties, yo-ho. And he says it in a way that's almost serious for him in comparison to every other tone he takes in the movie. So it's actually really cool because he's like, it's like, it's not even the words he's saying, but he's like now got captain of his ship and he's in command again. So it's like a pretty cool ending, I thought.
Yeah. The ending was fun. He improv that line. He thought of the line, bring me that horizon, the morning of the day that they shot that.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Which is cool. Yeah, he improv'd a lot. Like he made up, I don't think he didn't make it up, but he improv'd the catchphrase savvy.
Oh, really?
Among a lot of other things.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. The whole eunuch side plot, he like mentions it a couple times and accuses Will Turner of being a eunuch, was made up by him. Which is a weird thing to accuse somebody of.
These guys that can get up there and just like confidently make stuff up and have it be good.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing. This whole like the character and then the performance. The more that you tell me it was like sort of ad libbed is really impressive.
And it just seems lucky, like really lucky for the entire shoot or whatever. Like everything just clicked into place.
I don't know when you're that lucky all the time.
It's not luck.
Yeah, I mean,
it is Johnny Depp. Yeah, there's no luck there, I guess.
I mean, look at Will Ferrell. Whenever he's in a movie, right? You see all those outtakes. They got outtake after outtake where nothing he said in that one was the same as the one before, and they're all funny.
Yeah, that's true.
They just have that weird ability.
Yeah, but that's Will
to
Ferrell. I mean, Depp isn't like a comedian. He's
got that. He's got that on his toes. Like he'll just go with it and stay in character.
He's a weird dude. Listening to him talk, like the commentary was Gore Verbinski and Johnny Depp.
That's interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
They seem to like each other a lot, which is cool.
They made a lot of money.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I think Depp at this point, though, he doesn't need any more. I'm pretty sure he's like set.
No,
how long ago, though?
He just goes around and does whatever he wants now, just for fun.
Why wouldn't you? Maybe he's a rock star sometimes now. He tried to do a tour and stuff.
Well, he was doing music.
Turns out he just does cocaine instead.
Before he got into acting, I think he was doing music.
Yeah, that's like everybody. He was trying to form another band now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with like Marilyn Manson and a couple other weirdos. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they just get around and do cocaine.
That sounds somewhat interesting.
Yeah.
Well, when you're high, lots of things seem possible.
Yeah, and if you're rich and famous, you're like, hey, let's get Marilyn Manson on the phone. We can like jam or something.
Like, dude, we own a whole street out here, so like we'll just jam in that house and party in that house, and then the kids can stay in the other one.
Nice.
That sounds actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Did you guys wait for the sting at the end of the movie?
What?
There was a sting.
Oh, no.
It wasn't very good.
I was just grateful it was over because it took a while. It's a lot. It really, again, I think this is probably the third or fourth time I've seen it. So it's lost a lot of its sort of surprise of it.
Yeah.
So it tends to drag then after that, after that long.
So the sting was the little monkey was in the cave, and it was swimming towards the treasure, and it picked up one of the bad pieces to pick up, and it turned back undead, and then it bit the camera in the face.
Oh. I didn't see that at all. Ever.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Wow, that is really weird.
And if you thought the movie was too long, the credits were like 10 minutes long because there were a shit ton of people working on this movie.
I never saw that ever. So
that's a weird. The credits, man. I never watch the credits. I don't know why.
Oh, you don't have to normally, but now like the sting with Marvel movies, it's like every freaking Marvel movie.
Right, they're always giving you some kind of like.
I saw Doctor Strange and I saw the first sting, and then I left, and then everyone's like, "Oh, there was another sting. You should have stayed." I'm like, "What?
God.
How am I supposed to know that?"
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some people stay, like the Hollywood people stay. Like when I went to that Manchester thing, right? There are credits, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh, right." Like people watch the credits. Like the lights,
because they're hitting their friends, being like, "That's me. That's
lights
me."
don't come on.
Yeah.
Lights don't come on until all credits are finished.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sitting there like, damn, I gotta piss.
So the commentary. We want to hear some information on this movie?
I do. I want to hear some tidbits.
Yeah. Okay. So the very first shot of the movie was the I forget what the name of the ship was, but it was the first ship you see with young Elizabeth on it.
Right.
The front of the ship apparently was 5 separate shots composited together And they shot it. One of the first things they shot, and they didn't say which parts were which, but they said it was 5 different shots, no digital effects, shot very early and delivered 2 days before the deadline for the movie. So apparently that caused them a lot of pain. They said like the lighting was odd to kind of combine between the 5 different shots. I don't know why it needed to be 5 different shots.
Oh yeah, I'm confused. I'm like kind of confused as to what you mean by that. They stitched together for one big. For like I think it was like a miniature, and then the fog was like, this is just me making it up. I have no idea why it would have been 5 different shots, but it was. So that was interesting and yet somewhat uninformative. Thanks for that question, guys.
Well, I would say I didn't really feel like that. I didn't really get this sense of being out on the ocean, like especially that first the prequel part. It didn't seem like really like dramatically done as far as getting the sense of being on a ship.
Wow, I'm just going to generally say I disagree.
Well, then go ahead.
No, but valid opinion. I just want to,
Yeah, it's just wrong.
It's not wrong. It's just different.
Wrong. Yeah,
different than mine.
You're an idiot.
Different than mine.
Different than yours. I know.
The burning boat in that first scene was a miniature, and like Johnny Depp was there that day when they shot the miniature getting burned, and he was just like, "Wow, you made that look like it was a real size boat." And it was just not. They used a bunch of miniatures in this movie, mostly for the storm scenes where there's like the giant waves hitting up the sides of the boat.
Yeah,
because they couldn't have people, in a real size boat doing that.
Yeah, so just somebody's bathtub.
The miniatures were like the size of people, but they were still way smaller than a boat. Like you could probably still get in one, but you wouldn't be able to fit like 100 people in one.
A whole crew.
Yeah,
right. I just watched that opening shot. I don't get why it would be 5 shots.
Right, I don't either. I don't know.
I'm so confused.
No information. Just this.
It
just
doesn't
that.
look at all different than any other shot. Why would it be 5?
That's how
different
good
ones?
the special effects are, because you can't even tell. Maybe it was just like little pieces here and there. They just stitched it together perfectly
to get the width. I don't know.
Keira Knightley was 17 years old while filming this movie.
Really?
What?
17.
She looks like she's 26.
Yes, she does. She looks kind of the same as she does right now, which is weird.
That is weird.
So she was in I think this is maybe her second big movie. Like she was in Bend It Like Beckham before this.
Yeah, and that wasn't that big. This was huge.
Yeah.
So, and her mom traveled around set with her the entire shoot just to protect her, I assume, from like,
the pirates.
Wait,
yeah.
How old was Orlando Bloom, I wonder? So Orlando,
that I don't know. He had been filming Lord of the Rings
right.
previous to this.
But this came out
2003.
after Lord of the Rings? Did it come? It was after or before Lord of the Rings?
I think the Return of the King came out the same year as this movie.
Oh, okay, so he'd already been established as Legolas.
Yes, that's why he was cast.
Right.
Because they're like, he can sword fight and do stuff.
He can be sexy. He's not nearly as cool looking as Legolas was, though.
No, that is true. Although he was kind of he's a little less of an elf in this one.
Yeah, a little less. But I don't. I mean, he was as far as like the main characters, he was sort of the least interesting. But he also had the least interesting things to do. He just had to be kind of the hero boy.
Well, I think you can blame Gore Verbinski on that because he was watching Johnny Depp be like a cool badass the entire time, and he was trying to kind of do that in his own way, but the director would shut him down every time. And I have a quote here that says he says to him, "You're still a dork."
Oh,
he just shut him down a bunch of times, like in a playful way, kind of.
Like, look, this is your role.
That's
right.
Fine, but he never was a dork either, though. So he was just sort of like nothing. I mean, he didn't even like really play up the dork thing then either, because he was there still looking handsome and stoic, not at all dork like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So it just sort of like came off as like just plain. I guess.
I think they tried to set him up as being clumsy, and listening to them talk, he was supposed to be like introverted, by himself, clumsy, but he was awesome at sword fighting. And the only scene that did anything was his first scene where he broke the lamp by accident.
Right. Yeah.
Everything else he did was extremely coordinated and like heroic
and very confident. Yeah. Everything else he did was very confident.
It sounded like they wanted him to have more of an arc than he actually had in the movie. But I mean, he definitely didn't take away from it. I didn't think he just wasn't. He's kind of the main character, but also he gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, well, he's definitely the least interesting.
It probably helped that Depp went all off the deep end, because then it let him be kind of normal. without having to do anything.
Yeah,
and be
I mean,
nerdy and be dorky. Like, you don't have to do that when that guy's going crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's like Depp stealing every scene anyway, so it's
Right,
not
exactly.
Like, it matters,
we don't
right?
need him to be a dork now because Depp is doing that weird shit that he's doing. So let's just keep him nominal, which is, a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Throw him on screen. It's going to be a good shot. He's a good-looking
That's true.
dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Geoffrey Rush he has a theory that people watch movies like they read books. They look at the left side of the frame first and then go to the right. So he insisted that any scene he was on screen with the monkey, Keira Knightley, or Johnny Depp, he was in the left side of the frame. Otherwise, nobody would look at him.
Whoa.
So that, yeah. And
Just because he felt so upstaged by them?
yes.
Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because,
who
Keira
wouldn't?
Knightley is like beautiful and a monkey is a monkey and Johnny Depp is like out of control. So who are you going to look at?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and I think he has a point. I mean,
Yeah.
He might.
he's got a great presence though too. I don't feel like he had a, again, he's just got he carries a lot of weight.
He
too.
does, but
I
he
don't
doesn't
think
I feel like Johnny Depp and Keira Knightley and in some ways the monkey kind of like grab your attention. Like they kind of reach
Right.
out and grab it. And he kind of like, he has the scenes where he kind of like settles for a second, gets your attention by giving you like a look, and then kind of like subtly takes over the
He's
scene.
old school.
Yeah.
He's old school.
Yeah.
He's around a bunch of
more-
modern kids to him.
Yeah,
at
less
this
less
time.
flash, more substance, I guess.
Yeah.
But he was great. He was also like, I think made between him and Depp, it really made the movie work, just because he was a great villain and he seemed to really enjoy himself.
Yeah. And we're supposed to assume that he is the best sword fighter out of everybody, right?
Oh, really? I mean,
For most, feel like, because none of the pirates are as good as him because he challenges everybody to a sword fight and everyone backs down. People like make him the leader over over Jack Sparrow because I assume he's like a more badass pirate. And then there's also the scene where Jack picks up the piece of gold, turns himself into a zombie because he knows he's going to lose a sword fight to Barbossa.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it must be the reason.
I mean, I don't know.
Other than they just wanted to give you this horrible feeling that, Depp's going to die.
Depp's going to die.
Yeah. Or it could be, I mean, now thinking about it, he's going to lose to Barbossa because Barbossa couldn't die. So,
I thought he did it to get on
There's
the same
that
level
too.
as him and then beat him. And then when they get the blood in there,
kill him.
I thought it was all staged.
Yeah.
With the
No,
shot
okay.
in the
So not
chest.
much that, but I still think he's supposed to be a pretty badass sword fighter.
No, I think that adds depth to it. If Sparrow had felt like that's what he had to do in order to survive all this, like he was screwed otherwise. So that's actually pretty cool. I mean, again, I don't think, there are things that happened in this movie that they just didn't, and maybe it's just so much was going on, but they could have let us know or given a more depth to the decisions that were made and stuff. I guess it's like, and maybe they just didn't do a good job, but like there are different ideas, like what we were saying with the apple and things like that, where they just don't edit it well enough that we kind of get this sense of some of these sort of deeper things going on.
Yeah. It sounded like the entire shoot was like improv and dangerous to some extent. Like people got hurt making this movie and stuff, and they would give like they would have an idea, give the stunt coordinators a day to figure out how they would do it and then shoot it. And sometimes it wouldn't go very well.
Yeah, I bet.
They filmed it in the Caribbean on set. They had 15 different composers working on the score, which I thought
As
was...
they were filming? As they were shooting?
Yeah, they did the entire thing, like special effects, filming, scoring, story in 1 year, which is pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Those are some insane deadlines.
And I thought the score was like really, really good. Like Again, I'm going to be hyperbolic. I think it's one of my favorite. I hum it in my head, even when I haven't seen this movie for months.
Wait a minute, all I got is that dun 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 dun. That's all I get.
Yeah. They're all good.
I like it. Yeah. And there's the first sword fight scene between Jack Sparrow and Will Turner where the swords clashing are like going to the music perfectly. That was great.
My favorite thing in the fight scene was when he pushes the hook on a rope and it misses the guy, and then the guy's too stupid to think that it's going to come back and it hits him in the head.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw it, and he misses it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming for you now." I'm like, "You dumbass! How, like, you're dead, but it's still
don't understand
swinging.
gravity.
Like, yeah, like come on, dude, you're a pirate. You've got to miss these things before. Things coming back to you.
Pirates
Boom.
are dumb.
Yeah, they are.
Especially non-leader pirates are pretty dumb.
Those two there, the guy from the UK office and the other little guy, they were so funny.
Which ones?
The two other
red coats?
pirates that you always see.
Oh, yeah. The skinny one with a wooden eye and then the kind of fatter one. Yeah. They had a couple of Laurel and Hardy characters. Those two were like the undead Laurel and Hardy, and then you had the two red coat guys who like were protecting the boat in the beginning.
Yeah, they were kind of likable.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And they sort of kept coming back. I liked when I did like, there was a nice moment of bravery for them where they saw that they were like fighting undead skeletons, and they like looked at each other and they're like, all right, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a good moment for them.
That was funny. Like, all right, screw it, we're going for it. And they're like, ah.
Geoffrey Rush, Orlando Bloom, and Johnny Depp, they all did their own sword fighting, and they spent months practicing with each other. And if you look up the back, like the behind the scenes footage, it's pretty nuts because it actually looks less impressive in the movie than it is in real life because they cut so frequently. When I watched it, I was kind of like, oh, it's like bang, 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 like 3 things. I could do that. They memorized like entire fight scenes with each other. And they did them, it was
straight up choreographed.
Yes. Yeah.
Sword fighting.
And they said there was a lot of Band-Aids on fingers.
I bet.
During all of those, which was, it's pretty cool because they looked good. Like even Geoffrey Rush, who's kind of an older guy, was really, really good, at sword fighting.
What I find great about stuff like that is the friendship that must come out of that.
Yeah.
Right? Like the like when they're working this closer together and they're doing stuff like that isn't even the acting. It's like preparation.
Yeah.
Right? It's pre-pro. And they're over there, like they either become really great friends who are close or they hate each other.
I think they're really close friends. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, and then when they're really close and the stuff like that, it works out, like it only gets better on the screen.
Right. And you can definitely tell everyone is having fun making this movie.
Right.
No, that's what comes through really well. Like even like Joffrey playing the bad guy, that it's coming through that this is fun. That's what makes it such kind of a great popcorn movie. Yeah. Maybe until the 3rd or 4th time you see it, unless you're Denny.
15! 16!
Bleep.
We get one.
One each?
Oh, we've already had one. No, we don't get one each. We get one throughout the entire podcast.
Right, per episode. One per episode.
But Denny's the editor, so he gets to say he's probably going to keep his bleep on. Yeah.
It depends which one is loudest. I'll keep that one. Get the best bang for the buck.
Probably me.
Probably, yeah. There was the makeup artists. I couldn't notice this even when I knew this was happening. So this might not even be a thing, but it says, I heard this from on the commentary and on the internet, where the makeup designers put an open wound on Johnny Depp's jaw and they made it larger throughout the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I tried to look for it, but there's so much crap going on in his face. Like I didn't know where to look. He's got like the dreadlocks. He's got the facial hair. He's got I assume shoe polish all over his face, right?
Yeah. Right.
He's not usually that tan.
No. They put Shinola all over him.
Yeah. So another thing I didn't notice while making it, or while watching it, was there was one pirate. They called him Jacoby. That was his name. I'm not sure they named all the pirates. So the Jacoby pirate, who was kind of the guy. It's kind of hard to describe which one it was. He was the guy who threw the cherry bombs into the windows during the Port Royal pirate scene. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Way too specific.
It is. It's kind of. He's one of the pirates. One of the pirates who was in the entire movie. Every shot he was in, his beard was smoking.
What?
And they had to. So that run. What did he say? Run the fog or whatever.
Gun the fog.
They yelled, "Light the beard."
That's awesome.
So they had incense. Light the beard.
Light the beard.
That's awesome.
And they had incense underneath his beard, and they lit it before every take this extra was in, even if he wasn't in the shot, in case he was like in the the background or whatever.
What was the purpose?
for the effect, like he died or whatever happened. I don't really know, but his shtick was that his beard was on fire
when he died.
But he didn't really die, right? When he
became
got
a
cursed.
ghost.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. But I mean, I did not notice it as an effect.
No, I didn't notice that at all.
But yeah, apparently, like the beard hairs on his fake beard would end up catching on fire, and he smelled really bad the entire time.
Man, I bet.
But I thought it was funny. Light the beard.
Light the beard. That's good. That's good. Good tidbit.
The cinematographer was more involved than most cinematographers. He would leave behind the camera, and he'd go staying out of the. He was really good at staying out of the frame, but he would shove people lightly in the backs and in the butts and in the sides, just to shove them to where they would want to where he would want them to be. Wow. And people got used to it, so he would like be pushing people, and they wouldn't break character. They wouldn't have to start another takeover. They would just become better positioned how he wanted them in the frame.
Wait, so he would like run around and then push and then be like, go nudge and like, what the
he'd
hell?
like duck and run around and like push the actors where he knows that part wasn't in the frame and just like get them to move where he wanted them to move.
That's insane.
Yeah, which is pretty funny. People got very used to it, and he was a very nice guy, so no one had a problem with it, it sounded like.
Yeah. And he just kind of like pushed it, just moved them around like furniture.
Oh, yeah. You knew these guys hung out, and they're like, all right, so get ready for this guy. He's going to push you when you're not expecting it.
But
so,
it's going to look awesome, guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, he'll get you right into frame perfectly without even having to do anything.
The monkey on Geoffrey Rush's shoulder was...
Yeah, right. Get it right.
Yeah, get it right. Was not well behaved. It was a poorly trained monkey. And after a week of shooting with it, they're asked like Geoffrey if he wanted to like lose the monkey and not to be a thing, and he's like, nope, I got this. And he would just like patiently wait there, and as soon as the monkey would stop moving, he would deliver his line perfectly, and then like 2 seconds later, the monkey would jump off him or like do something stupid.
Wow.
So he would just shoot for days and days, patient with the monkey, knowing the monkey wasn't going to behave himself, and just like getting every opportunity.
He wasn't going to lose that bit. That's what kept people looking at him on the left side. Of the
That's
screen.
true. He's like, I got the monkey. The monkey draws
this is my
attention
big
to me.
moment. The monkey is,
Dude, I don't know about you guys. I'd be scared to have one of those things on my shoulder. They look ferocious.
Or the parrot too, like anything like that, where you're not seeing it and you got to like kind of hope that it doesn't do anything weird.
Please don't bite my eye, please.
Yeah, or my ear.
Yeah, or like jump down my throat and like kill me or something. I don't know.
Right. And then like you go to your app and you check your bank account and you see all those zeros and you're like, all right, put the damn thing on the shoulder. I'm good. Here we go.
You guys have any more thoughts?
Yeah.
I got more. I'm trying to find something interesting here.
No, this is the Denny show.
This is the Denny show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry you guys didn't like this as much as me. I was expecting.
No,
It's
mean,
not that I don't like it. It's just that I don't know. How many years ago was it when I first saw it?
It's a very, at least to me, it's a very light movie with some really good performances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's still very much a popcorn movie. Like I really don't necessarily care about any of the characters or anything.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just fun, but I don't there's no like real dramatic weight to it.
There really isn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not meant to be that way. So
Yeah.
No, but I think the movie is like, I think just, again, I just go back to Depp's performances making this movie something worth watching.
for sure.
If you haven't seen it, I just think that it's just amazing to see somebody do. There's this great Roger Ebert quote. Okay, now I'm going to look this up.
And I would say, while you're looking that up, that I would say that not only Johnny Depp's performance makes it worth watching, Geoffrey Rush's does, the special effects do. I don't know. It's got to be one of the best water-based movies of all time, for sure. I mean, I think it's at my number 2, probably, in terms of like water movies. Number 3, maybe.
The hell's a water movie?
Just a movie filmed on water. There's not that many of them.
Oh, shit.
Like
My bad.
Jaws or something, you know?
Waterworld.
All right, so
Waterworld, yeah. Kevin
Waterworld.
Costner. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is the quote. It says, it can be said that his performance is original in its every atom. There has never been a pirate, or for that matter, a human being like this in any other movie. There's some talk about how he got too much sun while he was stranded on that island, but his behavior shows a lifetime of rehearsal. He's a peacock in full display.
Huh. Mr. Ebert.
Mr. Ebert.
God rest him.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
He had a hell of a sensibility about him.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, so here's something that I just noticed as I'm letting it play while we talk. He's chained up, right? So in the beginning, he's chained up. He's got handcuffs
Zip line?
on with a
Zip
chain.
line?
Yeah, the zip line.
So I thought about that for a while. I think it's a long enough chain where he throws the group of it over and then puts his hand into the loop. Again,
really?
I've watched this movie a lot, so like I've noticed things like that, and I'm just like, that's probably what happens. Yep, that's what
I'm like,
happens.
how the hell did he just do that?
Yeah.
It looks like it's free from his hand.
They purposely don't really focus on that because I think you're
There's
not
no way to get
you're
that
not supposed
gag
to do
to
that.
work.
But I mean, if you think about it, if you do throw the loose thing over the rope and then you put your other hand through the loop of the chain, that would work.
No,
Okay,
I'm
wait,
with you.
Wait,
but-
what's the controversy here? I just thought he's got a chain between his two wrists.
But
and
how
he
do you
just
put the
swings
chain
down
on the
that.
other side of
How
the?
do you get it over the other side
It's
of
like
the
the
rope
chain
without-
becomes
if it's-
invincible for like a second.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
like all of a sudden he's not
Yeah.
handcuffed anymore, and he can throw the chain over the rope. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I see. Oh,
you know.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I think
Well-
that's I think you're not supposed to think about that too much actually.
Right. It's like the
Wow.
1 second where I'm like, hey, let me pay attention.
There's a lot of
this is
stuff.
now. Anytime anybody does this with handcuffs, because I think this is done frequently, as far as like being in handcuffs and doing the zipline thing, it's really interesting to think that no, you can't really do that.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't really, it's like
Just-
the boat. It's like the boat underwater.
Right? It's just
Yeah, that
oh,
boat
wow,
would
it's
go
really
up.
interesting.
Okay, so Denny's right. It looks like he throws his hand through the loop, but
But you can't really see it.
also looks like the chain they used on that one scene is double the size that they
Right.
have in the rest of them. So that's a good way to get around it, I guess.
Huh.
Okay, yeah. So as long as you have a long enough chain, then that's what you do. You got to loop it around, but you can't just go and just throw yourself in the air, and in midair you're gonna like have your handcuffs catch on the zip line,
Right.
Yeah.
and take you to safety.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's
Turns
good
out
to
you
know if
can't-
I'm ever.
Yeah. In case you're ever in the.
Can you imagine
to
just
zip
like
line.
if he got there and tried to shove him into the rope and just fell down and broke his legs? It was like, oh,
Those of
did
you
Johnny
listening at
Depp
home,
do
if-
it?
If you're ever handcuffed and you're running and you're trying to escape via zip line,
If you're ever
know that
handcuffed in the
you shouldn't do it.
1600s when they put
Yeah.
chains on it that were long enough to actually loop over.
well, then you're okay. But just
Yeah.
regular, don't. You're just going to look really stupid if you just
Yeah.
take a leap
Just gonna
for it and
eat
try to do the zip line with the handcuffs.
yeah. Why
It's
would
just
why
not
would the
gonna
chain be that big? Why wouldn't there just be two iron clasps connected directly next to each other?
work. Right. That's exactly what you'd want because that
Right.
makes you far less maneuverable.
Yeah.
Right? But then there's no zip lining, and back then they had a flair for adventure.
Maybe they wanted it so like if they accidentally lost you off the side of a boat, then you wouldn't drown automatically.
Wow, you're a prisoner. Who cares? Let him
That's
drown.
Yeah.
true. Maybe
Yeah.
you're worth something. Maybe you're like better. Maybe you'd rather like die than go back and get tortured or something like that, and you jump
Right.
off.
So,
on this
so
one.
I guess the idea is they want to give you some freedom of movement.
Yeah,
so
so you can
that-
like feed
so
yourself
that
without
you-
them unclasping you or something like that.
Right.
Sure.
Oh,
We'll
well,
go
there
with
you go. See, yeah.
I don't know.
That seems logical.
Double clasp though, like put the small ones on and then unclasp those ones, and then also have ones higher up on your wrists for the longer ones for the eating
geez,
time.
Danny.
Whoa.
Hey, engineer,
All right.
I don't know.
calm down.
Uh,
It's just a shitty fucking gag that they had to do somehow.
Hey, we dove into it. There's a lot of depth in this movie, all right? There's a shit ton. We
There's
can
more,
find
there's
it.
more use of the term depth than there is depth in this movie.
Johnny Depp. The CG for Geoffrey Rush and Johnny Depp's characters when they're skeletons, they're entirely CG except for their eyes. Their eyes are the characters' eyes.
Oh, that makes sense. That's smart.
Yeah.
Because it did kind of look like all the characters, even the little guy there with when they had him in his CG, it looked like his face still. So maybe it's just like they keep the facial structure around the eyes, and that's
Yeah.
all you need to make the connection.
And the animators would try to capture the expressions of the actors because they had the actual footage. They all acted through all the scenes,
Mm.
which is kind of obvious. I mean, they really did look like Jeffrey Rush's pirate guy looked like Jeffrey Rush.
Right.
You're saying
Joffrey.
Yeah.
Joffrey.
Sorry.
This
Anyway,
is really gonna ruin
Sorry,
me for
but
the rest of my life.
I'm
I
sure
think
it's just Joffrey.
this 1 hour is gonna ruin my entire life of saying Joffrey Rush.
And you're going to be out somewhere with people that don't know the joke. And
Yeah,
they're going to be friends of yours, too. They just don't listen
and I'm
to
gonna
the
try to
podcast.
tell them, and they're like,
And
"That's a
you're gonna be like,
stupid
"Yo,
joke,"
Joffrey,
and I'm like,
Joffrey."
"I know,
Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty
you're like,
stupid."
dude, it's Jeffrey. Like, dude, I know. Do you listen to the podcast? No. Oh,
Oh, too
Joffrey.
bad. The first cut of this movie was 5 hours.
Oh, wow.
They
I'm
had-
surprised they don't have a director's extended extra special edition.
Yeah. Kind of glad they don't.
Wow.
Yeah, because you would have watched it.
I would have watched it. It would have been too much. And I would have felt really bad because you guys think this one's a little too long. And I would be like, it should have been 5.
I don't think it is too long. I think that it's too long after you've seen it a few times. That's
Okay.
all.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Because you're already aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would still say I still think the fight scenes. I think I recall even in the movie. But this is me. I get bored after the action scenes go on for a while. So that's just more me.
Personal
But
thing.
yeah. But yeah, so it does seem to go on for a while. But I just really wonder. Like, I'd be very interested to see what they cut out though, because that's just interesting.
Apparently,
I
a
just don't know.
lot
fight
of the
scenes.
the scenes, the only part they mentioned that they cut a lot out of was the part where Keira Knightley and Johnny Depp were on the island together. There was a lot more there. And that's the only thing they mentioned. That's the only time they
What,
mentioned.
a lot of more dancing around the fire.
No,
being
there was
drunk
like
kind of
there was
thing?
different side plots, and they were on the island for a long time.
Oh, so there was like okay, so they had adventures and whatnot on the island.
Yeah. And they just cut all that out because it's already pretty long, and especially back in 2003
Well, I don't know why they need to go have an adventure on the island either. So
for fun.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
No.
Ooh.
All right, so I can go quickly on these ones and stop me if you want to talk about them. How about that?
Sure.
When the Royal Army was outside the cave with all the treasure in it, and they were like kind of waiting by the rocks, they had 3 divers under all the boats, keeping them away from the rocks,
Oh,
Damn.
which is kind of cool.
Damn.
There's
that's
so
pretty
much
sick.
stuff in this movie that's just like, wow, you hired so many people for this like one single part. It's insane.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the extras in this one, I mean, Jesus. I
Yeah.
didn't want to be in that group wrangling the extras.
Everyone
You know,
was
they
so
all
into it
talk
though.
and-
So it was very easy to control people. Like there were parts where Gore Verbinski was talking about like the scenes where the 2 ships were shooting at each other, like right next to each other. And he would just be behind the camera laughing to himself, being like, what the hell is going on? Like, what are we doing? This is a circus.
Yeah, right.
And everyone was like having fun. And like they got some really good footage and stuff.
yeah.
Just it sounds like they got really lucky or something. I don't know. I don't know how they make movies.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. So Johnny Depp said him and his daughter stole treasure from the set. And then Gore
Nice.
Verbinski said, "Oh, when the movie was done, all of the medallions were taken.
Wow.
They don't know
nice.
who took any of them. People just working on it. Just when it started
Stole
wrapping,
one at a
they were just
time.
taking them. Yeah, they just started
Yeah.
Yeah,
stealing
yeah.
all of the medallions.
Did you get one? Yeah, I got one. Nice.
So, dude, I got
Yeah,
5. I grabbed a handful and fucking ran.
Yeah.
And at the very end, Gore Verbinski gives the 2 screenwriters all of the credit to the success of the movie.
Oh, nice.
So they had some, it was called like screen something, I forget, story something or other, some non-screenwriter credit with more people than just 2, but there are 2 people that worked on the screenplay and throughout the course of the movie that got all of like the main credit because they helped rewrite things as they were making the movie, which normally doesn't happen apparently. They usually,
Right.
Someone writes a
Right.
screenplay, and if they don't like that, they'll hire somebody else to touch it up during the actual making of the movie.
Well, it might explain how I don't know, they might not credit this, but like how Jack Sparrow's character got to be enhanced the way it was, like maybe Depp took it a certain direction, but then the writer's like, all right, let's do this. And then they enhanced all of that, so they sort of like saw what was happening and then tried to play to the strengths of what they saw in terms of writing.
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
quickly. Within like they got it and they just like pumped it out in a few months.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's it for the commentary, but I also watched a making of this movie.
Oh, wow.
And there was a lot of really cool stuff on this one too. Castle set is one of the biggest Hollywood sets ever created. It
Really?
took 5 months to build with 100 people working on it
Oh, wow.
for 5 months.
Straight up building an economy.
They built a lot of stuff. They built 72 cannons. They had a historical advisor on the entire thing. They, were building them exactly the same way they used to build them. The pistol they gave Johnny Depp was from 1760.
Oh, no shit.
So his pistol was really, really old and it worked. It was like refurbished and all that stuff.
Do you know the budget?
Yeah, what was the budget?
The budget was,
I know.
it's like 160, wasn't it? Something like that.
What? I got here 32 million. 320 million.
Budget?
Or
No,
damn.
that's not true.
Let me do a third party, unbiased look here.
The budget was 140 million.
Yep, 140
Well,
million.
this is what Google brought up as the first.
My
Maybe
Google
that's
brought up
what it made.
was 140 million.
You got to go to Box Office Mojo.
Box office. Oh, you like that?
Yeah, it's the best one. They get the actual information on the budget.
We just did a focus group for that group. Box
Oh,
office Mojo group. Usability.
it's
Trying
not
to
very
make the
usable.
website better.
Yeah, it's not very good.
That's what they're saying.
But
They're
it
saying.
has some good info on it if you can find
Yeah,
it.
the info on there is great.
Yeah.
It's really it's insightful.
It is.
Yeah, the Box Office Mojo. I still want to check out IMDb Pro.
I don't know what that is. But
It's
so
IMDb, but on
this
steroids.
movie had a budget of 140 million and it made 654 million worldwide.
which isn't that much.
It's a lot.
That's a lot, though.
Well, what about like the Avengers stuff? Isn't that
I
similar
mean, the
budget?
Avengers is
and
like
the-
the fifth highest grossing of all time. So, I mean,
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm only going off of what we've done in the last 10 weeks.
all time domestic, it's the 60th highest, and all time worldwide, it's the 98th highest.
So it's pretty damn good.
It's pretty good.
And
It-
it's still making money because I just bought it to watch it twice because
Yeah.
I bought it
Oh.
once, ran out of rental time.
Oh, wow.
Had to
You
buy
didn't
it
have
again.
It was on
you're right.
Netflix.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched it on Netflix because it took Netflix a little longer to send it to me, but then I got the DVD for all the extras. Goodness.
See, I'm at work a lot when I'm watching some of these at lunch, and they don't let me do Netflix without going on the guest network. So I have to just, I'm there. It's like $2.99. Sure, why not? And then I get all the X-ray stuff. So
I got one more piece of trivia for you guys. So the scenes were at the very end where all the redcoats were fighting the pirates, the zombie pirates. They first filmed that stuff with people fighting people. And then they went back and the stunt choreographers and the redcoats figured out how to do that again without anybody else on the set. And then they fought nobody in the exact same way they did it before.
whoa.
And then they used the footage of the people, like the motion capture of the people fighting in the first one to fight in the second one.
So they didn't just like overlay like the real people they had to like go and like recreate the whole scene
Yes.
with the other people like not
Gone.
there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Which you might not need to do that anymore because it sounds nuts, but that's
Right,
kind
it
of
does.
awesome.
It seems like you could just take that out these days, you'd think.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
because it would take way more time to paint all that out than it would if you just had a fresh frame with nobody
I
in
guess,
it
yeah.
to do all the effects on.
yeah,
It's
maybe.
like how you shoot a plate. It's the same thing as a plate. Same idea.
What's a plate?
Or you shoot like the scene and then you leave the camera where it is, and then when nothing's in the scene, you shoot the scene.
Oh,
like
right.
just the scenery. And then you can pop the actor in and out of it and then put in effects.
Like even the cameramen had to like memorize where they were when they were.
Well,
and do
right.
it.
And you figure they must have they weren't exact, but they were
No.
close enough where within the frame they could, manipulate it
Right.
and then add in extra stuff. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. That was fun.
That's a good one on the editors.
Fun
Good one on
time.
the editors.
Love the movie. I love it. I'll watch it again right now. I'm staying up
movie.
2 more
Hey.
times. So, all right. Top
All right.
250. What do you guys think about that?
I still
John,
don't know if I have a
or
grasp
TC.
on that.
What would you? So how would you? So think about the one you most borderline put in or took out of the 250, and if this is better or worse than that. That's how I usually do it.
Yeah, I'd have to say it's not.
Not for
I'd
John.
have to say not for John.
I don't know. I think it might be in the top 250 just because of the franchise too.
But the franchise
gotta
isn't very
kinda-
good.
Yeah, but you got to take into effect. For me, I just respect the idea that it is a longevity.
Yeah,
type of thing.
but
like,
Denny, did you love any of the subsequent movies?
No, I really disliked them.
Yeah.
Like a lot, and it's sad because I feel like if the second and third ones were even close to as good as the first one, this would be a pretty awesome. Like you would be saying, yes, this franchise is one of the best trilogies ever.
Right. That's different. I
Right.
mean, it's not like Star Wars, right?
Right.
Where like you can't. Yeah.
It kind of makes you appreciate because it's the same group of people that worked on the second and third ones, and they're not
Right.
good. And like if you think about how good it makes you appreciate trilogies that were good all the way through. And there are just a handful of those, you know?
Yeah.
There are. I mean, yeah.
True.
So TC, would you say top 250?
I'd throw it in there.
You throw it in there?
Yeah, it was damn good. It was damn well put together. The graphics for the time were phenomenal. The acting was groundbreaking. I mean, there's like a lot of different things you can say about it. So yeah, fuck it. For some of the other movies that we've already seen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if
What do
I
you mean
would.
you don't know?
I don't know if I would put
What?
it in the top 250.
I'm shocked
After
and amazed.
all of this,
Yeah.
you're not
Yes.
going to go with it? If you drove 19 hours, you're not
moving
going to
into
drive the
outrage.
20th hour?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. It doesn't have like there's got to be. I don't know. It's like one of the best. I don't know. It's got to be one of the best popcorn movies ever. But
it is, but it's still. I think it. I mean, we've talked about this sort of too with some of the other ones. It's like there's still.
I feel like even compared to the Avengers, it doesn't really add that much to anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The best thing about the really
yeah.
good movies are ones that really draw you in and you really care for the people and at least a little bit, you know, and you really, I mean, this was entertaining and fun and neat to watch. But it also it didn't have the drama to it that I think sort of seems to make something like really meaningful. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised, Denny. I'm angry with you a little.
I'm a little annoyed that you went all this way with like, oh, I love it, and then be like, no, nah.
No, I think it's one of the best like popcorn movies you could show somebody. I'm pretty sure everyone would enjoy it. I've still enjoying it, but if we're talking like movies that deserve to be on, like you should, I don't know. It's tough. It depends on how highly you put up popcorn movies, and I personally don't. I love this movie, but I don't personally put popcorn movies up that high in terms of how important they are for like you know,
That's
film.
a good point.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll take it, Denny. I'll take it.
I don't know. And I might change my mind later. Like I've thought about this for, you know, a few days, but
well, we were thinking of like after every 50 films, we'll do a top 10 of the last 50 episode.
yeah, and I think that's a great
kind
idea.
of like try to.
I think that's better because it's hard to keep track of more than that.
yeah,
And then at the end, like
we can quantize those.
then we can take those lists and then kind of see if we can figure something out from there.
Ooh, we're so data driven.
Ooh,
Yeah.
data. Gotta eat the data.
All right.
So we're going for a twofer, you guys. We're going for a twofer. Keira Knightley. Are you ready for this?
Oh, why? What's up next?
The Imitation Game.
Ooh, I haven't seen that one.
2014.
No,
Morton Tidum. Tidum?
Isn't it Benedict Cumberbatch?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Keira Knightley. TC hasn't seen this. John, have you seen this?
No, I'm very interested to see it because all the touring stuff is really awesome.
Nice.
No,
You guys
all the
haven't seen
turning
this.
stuff, all the gadget, all the gears or
No,
whatever.
and Alan Turing, the actual history of this guy and what really happened is.
I was like,
is-
I remember the fucking promo, and that's all I can think about.
Did
is
you
all
watch
those
it and you're like,
turning.
this looks fucking boring?
I'm like, this looks stupid. Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna have some fun with the actual history parts of this too, so that'll be
Oh,
fun.
maybe I should make a note to actually look it up, so I'm not
Yeah,
the only one
yeah.
that doesn't know.
yeah.
No, I'm really interested in seeing this one. It'll be kind of fun. I think it's on. I believe it's on Netflix right now.
Ooh,
too,
Netflix.
instant.
That's
Watching
nice.
Amazon still for some reason on that stuff.
Oh.
I don't know how TC or John, how you're gonna react to this. I would give yourself a couple nights in case you end up falling asleep as you are wont to do.
As I want to do.
You have seen this one, I take it, and it did not arouse you.
Ooh,
I
John's
have
tapping into
seen it,
something
and
there.
I'm not going to say anything.
Good job, Denny. I was
Yeah.
really
Too
thinking
bad.
you might have given that
No,
away.
you've already let it slip there by the advice that you
Or
just gave
have
us.
I? No, I mean, you guys
Or
fall
have
asleep
I?
during everything. What the hell am I supposed to do?
Yeah. it's
Fanny
true.
and
It's 'cause I'm always-
Alexander. You got like, you know, anything. One of you has fallen asleep for more than half the movies that we've watched so far.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's because I always end up starting them like right before bed. I'm like, I can get through it. And
Yeah.
no,
I would say,
can't.
TC, I would give
Yeah.
yourself, I would be awake when you start watching it.
Like a day. Like do it during the day.
Yes.
Watch it during the day. Don't watch
yes.
it at night.
I would
Yeah,
recommend
okay.
it. Yes.
Copy. So it's boring as hell. Copy that.
Well, we'll see what happens next week.
I haven't said anything.
All right.
Not going to say anything.
Wrap it up, Denny.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you liked us, subscribe and like on, you know, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you do. Doesn't matter to us, but subscribe. That's what's important.
And rate.
And rate on iTunes.
Favorably.
We'd very much
subscribe
appreciate
and rate.
that. And also like us on Facebook and Twitter. And no, just subscribe and rate on iTunes would be very much appreciated. Email us at mission250filmcast@gmail.com. Go to mission250filmcast.com. And you can check out our list there. You can see the progress. You can see what's up next and check out all the other episodes and stuff. And I don't know. Is that it?
I think so.
It's it. It's it.
That's it, folks. All right, boys.
All
Good
right.
night,
Good
fellas.
night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.